Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Clutch Attitude MMA. We got a full UFC Fight Night card going down at the Apex, and low key, this is one of those sleeper cards with sneaky violence all over it. I mean, I'm giving you my full prediction, breakdown, strengths, and who I'm rocking with. Let's not waste any time and let's move on. Let's go to the Aljamain Sterling and Youseff Zalal, the main event of the evening. Guys, this was very, very interesting. Aljo, we know he's a former champ, elite grappling, insane pace, back control master, the funk master. One of the best in the world at controlling fights. Actually, one of my favorite fighters. Some people say he was the GOAT at bantamweight. Yes, we know about the Peter Yan. We know about the knockout by Sean O'Malley. And this fight kind of reminds me of that fight right there. You know, we got a Youseff Zalal who is a gifted striker. He's got a huge comeback story. His striking has improved a lot. He's got more confident, more dangerous now than before, right? When he fought Ilia Topuria. But yeah, let's be real, guys. Sterling's grappling is at another level. Zalal's biggest test is going to be how he deals with that grappling and the chain wrestling that Aljo will have. You know, he's coming off a win. He's looking good at featherweight, actually. He doesn't have to cut that much weight anymore. We don't have to see that Aljo coming in the scale looking pale, looking really bad. I saw in an interview today that somebody said that he's been picking apart Youseff Zalal, his videos, everything. You know, he's been studying this for this fight a lot, and he should, because if he wins, he can contend for a title fight pretty soon. Actually, most more people may argue that if Movsar Evloev gets the title shot next, we can see a rematch between him and Aljo, because that fight was pretty damn close. But anyways, guys, I'm going to give you my prediction. I'm going to take Aljamain Sterling by decision. Even a submission can happen in this fight. But I think he's going to mix it up, take the back, and have those type of submission moments during the fight. But yeah, the experience that Aljo has in these main events, 5-rounders, it's too much for Youseff Zalal. Now, I am a big fan of Youseff Zalal, and he could be the future of this division. But I think Aljo is going to have too much of that wrestling for Youseff Zalal. Let's move on to the co-main event of the evening. And that's going to be Norma Dumont against Jocelyn Edwards. Fighting out of Panama. Norma Dumont fighting out of Brazil. 5'7". Jocelyn Edwards is an inch taller. Well, Norma Dumont is a strong, physical. She's got good clinch work, solid control. She's all about pressure and control time. And Jocelyn Edwards, she's very long. She's a striker, a bit inconsistent in her striking. I think Jocelyn Edwards is that type of fighter that Norma Dumont can control the whole 3 rounds. Because I think this is definitely a 3-round fight. And Norma Dumont is on her way to a title fight. So I don't think Jocelyn Edwards is going to slow down her mission of getting to a title fight. If Dumont gets her against the cage, it's going to be a long night for Jocelyn Edwards. So my prediction is going to be Norma Dumont by decision. She's going to be grinding. She's going to be controlling and just winning all the rounds. So my prediction is going to be Norma Dumont by decision. 30-27, I see it, to be honest with you. So she is the number 3 ranked in the division against the number 11. But anyways, yeah, Jocelyn Edwards has a win streak, but still, Norma Dumont is too much for her. So I'm going to take Norma Dumont via decision. All right, let's move on to Rafa Garcia against Alex Hernandez. All right, so starting off with Rafa Garcia, he's super durable. He's high pressure from the first round. He's a gritty grappler. He's a type of fighter that drags you into the deep water. You know, he looks for takedowns like every minute of the fight. He's got solid cardio. In some fights, I thought that he was going to be drained, but he comes back and just keeps going for that chain wrestling, trying to take you down. He gets about 3 takedowns a fight. I've seen him get more takedowns in some of the fights, but still, he's one of those that leads with one punch, tries to get the single leg, and just tries to chain wrestle you the whole fight, right? Meanwhile, Hernandez, he's explosive. He gets into these flurries of just a lot of technical striking combinations, 1-2 cross over, changing angles. That's what he does. He's got good wrestling base, though, but his issue is consistency. You know, we see Alex Hernandez have a win streak. All of a sudden, he gets into losing streaks. I don't know if that's going to happen. Now, we know that Rafa Garcia and the Bloodline right now, Bloodline Gym, are on a tear. We have, what's his name? Lehian Douglas just won. Danny Silva just won. So Rafa Garcia, next man up, is probably going to find a win here too. But Alex Hernandez is no fool, so it's gonna be tough for him. I'm gonna say that this fight is gonna come down to pace. If Hernandez gets him early, he can win because he's got clean strikes. If it goes past round 1, I see Rafa Garcia eventually taking him down and just being like a wet blanket. Wet blanket, that word. Everybody's saying that word lately, so I'm going to say it. That wet blanket on the floor on top of Alex Hernandez and just wearing him down and scoring with control time. So my official prediction is going to be Rafa Garcia by decision. I think he's going to weather the storm and then take down Alex Hernandez and just grapple him right there. That's going to be my official prediction right here. I'm going to take Rafa Garcia via decision. All right. Moving on to the bantamweight bout between Adrian, the legend of Adrian Luna Martinetti, the guy that has the best fight in Dana White Contender Series history, against none other than Davy Grant. All right. So Davy Grant is definitely a dog. He's got heavy hands. He's dangerous in scrambles, sneaky submissions. He's been in wars, the guy. He's been in a bunch of wars. And he's going against a guy that's debuting, right? But yeah, Martinetti is younger, of course. He's 17-1 record from Ecuador, 5'8". Both have the same height. 2-inch reach advantage for Luna. And about the same leg reach. I'm just going to take the experience over youth here. I'm going to take Davy Grant by TKO or maybe like a tough decision, 29-28. But I think Davy Grant has heavy hands and is eventually going to knock out Luna. We know Luna went into that war in the Contender Series, like I mentioned, against, what's his name? He just fought the Russian guy. But still, I think Davy Grant has more power in his hands than that guy. And I think he's eventually going to KO Adrian Luna Martinetti. So that's going to be my pick of this fight. I'm going to trust the veteran Davy Grant to take it against Luna Martinetti. All right, so next up we have Montel Jackson. Quick Jackson, the guy that has the biggest hands in the UFC, against Raoni Barcelos from Brazil. Raoni Barcelos has a mean streak right now, win streak, coming off a win. Montel Jackson coming off a loss where he looked pretty bad against Davison Figueiredo. Figgy just took him down and tripped him and just made him look bad, really. And in some moments, he actually landed some punches that I thought wobbled Jackson. But anyways, this is one of the best fights in the card right here. Montel Jackson, he's long, athletic, nasty striking, 75-inch reach. That's what? That's an 8.5-inch reach advantage. And he's got good takedown defense. I don't know what happened with him against Figueiredo. I think Figueiredo was much smaller than him, and I think he found himself inside more and just being able to trip him. But I don't think that's going to happen against Barcelos. I don't think Barcelos is going to be able to take him down. So I am going to take Montel Jackson by KO on this one. And why? Because Barcelos got knocked down by Umar Nurmagomedov by a straight left. And we know what Montel Jackson does with his straight left. Just go ask Damon Blackshear what happened to him with a straight left by Jackson. And some other fighters too. So yeah, I'm going to trust Montel Jackson to shrug off his loss against Figueiredo, who was just a veteran, former champ, just outworking Montel Jackson with his IQ. But I don't think that happens here against a 30-year-old Barcelos. So I'm going to take Montel Jackson by KO, maybe round 2 or 3. I think his length and speed is going to take over Barcelos, who's going to have a problem all night with that left straight. That straight left by Montel Jackson. So anyways, I'm going to go with KO, Montel Jackson. Moving on to the last fight of my predictions. It's going to be Marcos Buchecha against Ryan Spann. I think this is Marcos Buchecha's 3rd fight in the UFC and no win yet. His last fight was a draw. I saw Buchecha win, but still they scored it a draw against Ryan Spann. Marcos Buchecha has a 5-2-1 record. Most of that record comes from one championship where he had a few, 5 wins, 4 of them coming off submissions. But in the UFC, he is 1-1 and 1 draw, and he's going against Ryan Spann, he's just an inconsistent fighter, right? But let me give you my prediction right here. Marcos Buchecha is an elite grappler. Of course, he's an ADCC legend. He's a world-class jiu-jitsu and just a world-class grappler. But I just think he gasses pretty fast. Buchecha, I think he gasses pretty fast. In his first fight in the UFC, he was just gassed against what was it, Bude? Yeah, he was just gassed. He did have better moments in his previous fight, but still, I just don't think he's gonna look any good with any opponent in the UFC. Anyways, Ryan Spann, he's a power striker, dangerous with that guillotine, and has long frame. Of course, he fought at light heavyweight before, so maybe he's got a better cardio in this division, in the heavyweight division, against a Marcos Buchecha. But yeah, if it's standing, Spann is going to be dangerous, and he can find him. If it's standing and it's past the 2nd or 3rd round and Buchecha is gassed, then we're going to go for that standing guillotine. And I think that's going to be my prediction. I'm going to go with Ryan Spann via submission in the 3rd round, 2nd or 3rd round. Depending on which round is Buchecha going to be so tired that he's just going to give up his neck. And Ryan Spann is just going to give him a standing guillotine. Sick. But anyways, yeah. Ryan Spann has the advantage in the height. He's got the advantage in the reach. And he's got an advantage in the leg reach. So yeah, he's just going to... maybe the takedown defense is not there for Ryan Spann, but he just needs to survive the first round. Dude, just survive the first round. Don't get submitted in the first round, and eventually you're going to find the neck of Marcos Buchecha, who's going to be just trying to rest in your chest. But anyways, guys, that's about it. Those are my picks for UFC Fight Night at the Apex this weekend. Aljo versus Youseff Zalal. Let me know in the comments who ruins my parlay. Actually, I didn't give you my parlay. Hold up. All right, so my parlay. I'm going to take Ryan Spann by submission. Actually, you know what? Just in case, I'm going to do any fighter via submission in this fight right here. Buchecha against Spann. Any fighter via submission. I'm going to take Montel Jackson KO. And I am going to take Norma Dumont by decision and Aljo money line. That's going to be my 4 legs parlay. So tell me in the comments who's going to ruin my parlay. Hopefully not the main event like every other time. And if you're rocking with my picks, hit that like, subscribe. Let's keep building the channel. Right now, that MMA Guru series, I did pretty well. So hey, take care. God bless. We're gonna go up. I'll catch you up. Maybe the next one. What's the next one? UFC 328 is the next one. Anyways, I do have a collab with Jenny again coming up. We're going to be previewing UFC 328, so go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you guys think we should talk about, who you guys have, Khamzat Chimaev or Sean Strickland. Tell me who you got in this card. Later on I will be I'll be doing predictions for the whole card, but on this one, I'm going to keep doing the main card predictions. All right, so take care.